Welcome to Pull a Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
I promise you, we'll give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
I'm not getting into your stuff. I'm Nate, and let's pull the pin already. Can't get me that time.
I don't know, man. It seemed like you entertained by that stuff. I don't know. So anyway, welcome back, Nate. Looks like we're up and running. Looks like technical difficulties been solved, but who knows? Every day is different. I got better internet now, but I still can't figure it all out.
Yeah,
Um,
took me a day to get my camera fixed, but it works now.
the crack is gone too, right?
I had to buy a new one. I don't know why it stopped working.
No, I meant the one on the shelf, the crack on the shelf behind
No,
you. I don't know how it got there.
wasn't
Secret
me.
Service can't figure it out. All these cameras in lockdown facility. I have no idea.
You get out of here.
Yeah, crazy. Anyways, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about some websites. Listen, yeah. What is going on, Jim? Reset. Okay,
Monday.
This is where we're going to talk about some headlines
Oh.
that we found on websites about what's going on in the world around us. And we're going to take our time to discuss these headlines. So we know you don't have time to check them out, you, the viewer, not you, Nate. Of course, Nate, you're in the headlines all day long. We know you don't have time to read the articles or anything either. So we're going to tell you what to think, feel, and to respond and react and how to get mad and not. And why is it that we're going to tell them, Nate? Why should we?
We're average veterans. We've been around the world and we know everything.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. And there's some, I don't want to say, we say that jokingly and laughing, but there is some truth to that because you wouldn't believe how many people I run into who've never been out of the country, barely been out of the state. You know what I mean? And they think the entire world is just like what they've grown up with you know what I mean? So with that, I understand how people can live in bubbles. You know what I mean? But I think that's also why we as Americans take a lot for granted. And I think, you can probably make an argument that's why they think, letting all these illegal in some humane thing because they see the world through some news media that they watch and they think, oh my God, all these countries are so oppressive. We need to save these people and they're so poor and all that. They don't realize it's like the prisoners that the countries are letting out into our country so they don't have to take care of them and their citizens are now safe. Like they don't realize that because they've never been around the world. They've never been to other countries to realize. It was like that video I watched when that guy was threatening. I think I put it in an episode, but I don't know if you were here for that one. The guy was threatening, saying if Trump wins, there's going to be this, and you guys don't know war, and war is ugly. Your family, this, that. He was like talking to us like we were like little kids and stupid, not realizing that there's a whole bunch of veterans out there who do know what war is like, who's been overseas, and still supports Donald Trump because he's the one that's not putting us in war. But this guy's trying to make the comparison that if Trump gets elected, there's going to be war here. Now, I'm not disagreeing with that statement, but he's a clown. He's a plant.
So he's saying civil war, not a war against other countries.
Yeah, basically. He's basically saying that, and I don't doubt that because I'm sure
we know who's gonna win that one because one side has no weapons and guns and the other side has them all. So
we think that, but really there is a faction of people like these Antifa people who like to pretend they stand for something, but they don't. They just stand for violence. So those people do and have the ability to cause great harm to people. But at the end of the day, I think if you start getting people to rally around beliefs and things, yeah, they're in trouble. Even that clown, like, whatever, dude. If he's a veteran, maybe he was a veteran. I think he was. You're a clown. Because I know what war is. And yes, my family will be protected by me. And no, I don't want war in this country. I don't want war in any country. But to pretend I don't know what's at stake here. Anyway, let's go to headlines.
You know what I do want?
What?
Headlines.
Yeah, I knew it. It was a good transition. I'm sorry I took that from you. I even realized, sometimes I can catch myself. Boeing avoids criminal trial over 737 MAX crashes after accepting plea deal.
Like, why are they even offering plea deals for this shit? This is ridiculous.
Well, because
some other plane just lost the wheel yesterday. I mean,
because politicians own stock or businesses
Oh,
report
so
or
they don't want to lose too much money.
yes.
Oh, hmm.
And this is the part I understand. Like I don't really I'm not a bleeding crying liberal. I don't get them half the time, but I do understand. Like I said, we need them because these are the causes that would make us hypocrites if we didn't support. Like Boeing needs to be accountable, especially when they're getting so many of our tax dollars. They need to be held accountable. And if they're going bankrupt or going under for whatever reason, we can blame DEI, we can blame, mismanagement, corruption, we can blame all kinds of reasons, whatever it is, they know what it is. They know because you should be able to look inside and tell. Um, but they need to be held accountable. I mean, people are dying. People are, I mean, it's crazy.
I don't know if criminal. What I don't know which one. Well,
I
they
thought when first plane went down when something flew off the doors or something, and people fell
no.
out. Or
I don't think there has been a plane crash death in the United States for many years.
yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I see so many headlines. I don't know. Anyway, so the point I'm getting at, it doesn't matter. They're falling apart. It's no different than a car manufacturer. They need to be held accountable, especially with our tax dollars.
But not plea deal accountable.
And that's kind of what they're doing. I assume the plea deals they're going to pay some fines
To who?
back to the government so they can give it right back to them and make
Exactly.
more planes.
Yeah, yeah. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Right. And this is why the general population, even the useful idiots, this is why they get mad. But they're too useful idiot to realize who they need to get mad at. Like, well, who's in charge right now? Who's allowing this to happen? Tell me. Is it the Democrats that are trying to hold them accountable and the Republicans are saying no? If they are, I'll surely get on the case of the Republicans. I'll write my congressman or whatever Republican. I don't think mine might not be Republicans.
That'll go right in the trash can.
But I'm saying I will still do something, whatever I can. I'll do something about it. What are you doing? If it's the Democrats that are letting these guys off the hook, what are you doing? If it's both parties, what are you doing? You know what I mean? You want to go stand in the street for some group or country you can't even find on a map, but you don't give a damn about what happens in your own country, especially if it doesn't affect you. I don't use Boeing. I'm not flying on planes. Like, if it doesn't affect you, you don't care now? You know what I mean? Like, people have to stop waiting
Drop
for crap to
and
be
roll. Oh,
stop, shut them down,
drop.
open up shop. No, that's a different one.
Oh,
But
no.
you get what I'm saying?
That's a Rough Riders roll. Sorry.
You get what I'm saying? Like Boeing, I mean, somebody needs to walk into one of those planes and be like, I could tell this is falling apart. Look, to the windows, to the walls. you know. But anyways, yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. They need to be held accountable. And if this plea deal does hold them accountable, I'm yet to see it. I'm going to see it. Big pharma, the defense, the military industrial complex, all that stuff gets a pass. They all get a pass. And people like you and me will be on trial in a minute if we did anything close to this.
Yeah,
Our businesses, our lives will be thrown away, just like this headline.
we're just gonna skeet to the next headline.
Bumbling Biden needs visual instructions to enter and exit rooms.
Did we need a headline for that?
Well, that's why I put this. That's why I put this.
You can just watch them and see.
Now, there are people that actually worked in the Secret Service who said this is normal for all presidents. They all get briefings. They all get told. So this has been known. This has been known for years before Biden even got into office. It's been known that this is what happens. It's been known. You hear what I'm saying? So why is it being reported now like it's some big news?
Because he obviously needs visual instructions.
Well,
like you get briefed. You walk in stage left. You're going to walk to your right. You go to the podium. When you get off stage, you walk to your left, make a right, and go out the back door. Okay.
Well, that's what. But right, but that's what happens. So he's been doing things that don't make sense, right? He's been doing things that are no, they're too fast. He's been doing things that people are like, that's odd, and they've been making excuses for him, right? But they know that he's told what to do. They know this. So why is this even a headline? Because they know this to be true. Did they just all of a sudden say, oh, maybe we should report this? This is why people don't trust the media. And if you do, you're just like them. You're no different than them because they know this. Why are they reporting this? Because they all want Biden out now. This is a whole movement to get rid of Biden. And why? Biden was duly elected by apparently the most Americans in history of elections, right? So now you're telling them people those people their votes don't count.
In your conspiracy theory, who are they putting up?
That's tough, dude. They're in a tough predicament, but I think everybody's saying like Michelle Obama doesn't want to run, but I'm saying that's a no-brainer because that's a win for a lot of groups.
I thought you said Gavin Newsom at one point.
Well, that's who the talk was always Gavin Newsom, but I don't
Was
think
it?
he's a win. I don't think he's a guaranteed win because I think all you got to do is look at California, how jacked up that is, and people are like, no, we don't want that.
Who would be Michelle's VP?
Kamala. Why not?
Obama.
Oh, no, I don't think he can. Can he? Can you be
No.
VP after you've been president twice, 2 terms?
Oh, I don't. I
He
know
would be the first lady.
No.
Yeah, he'd be the first man or whatever they call it now. They'd have to
Yeah.
change it. Yeah,
Well, no, because Kamala's husband's the first man or second man or whatever they call him.
but she's still a VP. So.
Yeah, but that's why she's the second, not the first man.
Okay, right. So yeah, well, it's not the second man in her life either. How do you think she got her job? Yeah, the point I'm getting at though is it's a no-brainer for if they're obsessed with power, they will make her run. I don't think she wants to, but think about that, dude. That would be Obama's 2 terms, Obama, Biden's term, Obama, Michelle Obama's term, probably 2 terms if they keep it, Obama. So Barack Obama will have served 5 terms when this is done. That's 20 years. If you don't call that a dictatorship, then I have no idea what you're talking about. There's a reason we put term limits on presidents, but the man has been behind the mic running this operation since Biden even got in. So
I'm gonna run to the next headline because it's gonna be a fast one.
Right. NASCAR shows off first ever electric prototype stock car.
That's cool. So they gotta stop the race for 30 minutes for every car to charge.
No, dude, no. I think you're missing the bigger point here. Now, I know you're not as old as me, but I grew up when we had these little race cars and they had this little silver tip hanging out the bottom. They were electric. And we put them on this track that had electricity and they go around and they were so fun and they sometimes even crash. That's what we're going to. We're going to have an electric track with cars put in these little tracks, and the electricity is just going to keep going round.
So the whole track has to be electric, though. You can't put them on tracks because then they'll never be able to. If you have more than 2, they'll never be able to pass each other.
Yes, and we're going to use a giant ass solar thing to run it, because you ain't never going to get that much electricity to run all those cars at one time.
It's just a prototype.
Right. Well, I mean,
and
for a reason.
And not many people watch NASCAR anymore either. So
really, I don't know.
No, you watch look at those stands. Those stands are half empty. Half of the stands are filled with advertisements now. When I worked at, I used to get free tickets to the Dover race. Whole side of the stadium's all just advertisement signs because they couldn't even sell giveaway tickets.
Really? Huh? Why is that?
I don't know. Because NASCAR, you can bring your own food and your own beer into. I don't know why you would support some other sport that you can't bring your own food and beer into.
Yeah, that seems weird. And I think a lot of guys still cars in the South or any kind of country ass area. People love cars.
Yeah, because they got to go somewhere. Mainly they love trucks. They love trucks more than cars.
But I mean, they build them, they soup them up, they put stupid, ridiculous colors and sounds on them. And you're just like, dude, what's wrong with you? It's weird. I don't know. I'm not a big NASCAR fan. I did go to Talladega when I was stationed in Alabama. I went down there to see because I had to. That's a bucket list thing, and I'm telling you all, even if you don't like NASCAR, you got to get on that fence and watch them go. You got to watch it once. It's really cool. But after that, I left. It was like, okay, now what? I'd rather watch a rodeo. Um,
Well, at least at Dover, it's attached to the casino, so you can just leave the race, go to the casino for a while, and then come back and watch
maybe that's why the people aren't there because they're in the casino.
the.
Maybe they're in the casino watching from the casino because they're the economy sucks, so they're trying to make money while they're losing money and climate change.
They've been air conditioning.
Well, I don't know that. I'm just going to blame climate change. Everything's climate change now.
Sounds good.
I wish we had a headline for that. It might have been a good transition.
Right here.
Oh, all
Oh,
right.
that's not climate change. Yeah, it's just
No, it's
climate
not.
change. It
It's
could be
not.
climate
But
change.
it's another woke company. Target to stop accepting personal checks next week.
No, it's climate change. They don't want to erase all the paper, so now they won't accept personal checks.
Right, right.
I
That's a
can't
good
believe so many
tie-in.
places still accept personal checks with.
I can't believe people still use them, but I've witnessed it with my very own eyes here where
I
I
don't use them
live.
at stores. I use them to pay certain bills, but
Yes,
not
yes.
stores.
Something you put in the mail and send it off. So you
Especially
got
when they want to charge me a convenience fee for using my debit card.
right, or if you got to float it because your money hasn't come in yet. Right, I gotcha.
Yeah, that's the other way.
Yeah.
And let
So
me post date this for 1 week from today, and I'll send it in the mail. So my mail is post stamped the day it's due, but they can't cash it until the
right,
next
right.
week. I've never done that before, though.
I remember that. Yeah, right. I remember when checks were the only way you could pay in the army, and I used to do it all the time. I was standing
And
behind people.
you used to be able to post date them in the army, too.
Yeah, I was standing back behind people like in the commissary getting their food, and as soon as they go to pay, they'd start writing their check, and I'd be like, "Hey, Private so and so, when did you get your check writing privileges back?" And then the cashier'd like look and be like, "Because that was a big deal. That was a big deal back then. Because if
Yeah,
you wrote
if you
one
bounce a
bounce
check.
check, yeah, they were all over you, man. It was like a crime, a national crime in the military." But yeah, those are the good old days. I'm sure you old timers remember that, but all these new young
I remember I had to go through a
service
check
members.
writing. I had to go through a check writing class.
Hmm. Now they probably don't even teach that stuff because it's
Oh,
it's just
doubt it. It's all
you can
debit.
just
Just
wave your
spend your
card and
money. Who
pay.
cares? Just spend your money. Who cares?
Yeah, you can just walk by and pay. Just
Yeah.
glance at the machine and it takes your money. Like, oh, virtual
But
recognition.
we're
Good.
making everything more secure. I can just put my watch up there. So if my watch falls off and someone else puts it on the number, so they can just walk by and
It's crazy, dude. You think
yeah.
about that
I don't
too,
ha- I
right?
don't have that. I don't have that stuff loaded on my phone or my watch just because.
You think about that too, like even the digital currency stuff, even where we're at today, how is that safer? You know what I mean? Like if everybody just had cash, even to be robbed, you'd have to rob a bunch of houses to get cash, from people or rob banks. Now there's people in India going doot, 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 and they've got thousands of dollars off gullible people, and they're getting creative, dude. Sometimes they don't even have to talk to you for phishing or not, but they're getting creative. I've had a credit card twice in 6 months compromised. Twice. And I'm just like, how are these people doing this?
Credit card, debit card.
Credit.
No, I never had my credit card. I had my debit card like 4 times, but never my credit.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had my credit card twice. Well, in the last 6 months, I've had it again before. I know I took a flight out of an airport in Colorado, and I knew when it happened because I went and used it at convenient one of those airport stores, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, like 30 minutes later, I get this notification that somebody tried to buy a ticket but was declined. Because what I do is my credit cards, I have a $1,000 limit. I do that so if anybody does get a hold of it, they can't burn me. So
What do you have to do if you make a more than $1,000 purchase? What do you do? Undo it, make a $1,000 purchase, and redo
I
it.
can raise the limit if I
Yeah.
have to, yeah, or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if I do that, I'll use a different method. I'll use a check or I'll use some other method, and you know that's what I'll do. But anyways, I don't really have enough money to make all those. That's why we do these episodes
Yeah.
because all your money, we need all your money so I could feed my family and
Yeah. We should
keep
check out. We should check out this episode.
keep bringing these episodes and all this great content to you for free. We need all of your money. That's what we need. Or we just need Nate to do like some Haktua joke or something, and we'll go viral. But yeah, he's not into that stuff. Not anymore. Anyways, that is all the time we have for this episode. Nate, thanks for showing up. Glad you could be here again. Thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. I mean, yeah, you guys could do that too. Even Johnny and Christine. I don't know if you guys are like
Sharing or subscribing because I don't know what happened to this episode because now Jim is froze. But until then, Godspeed and pull the pin ready. Boom.
I lost you for a second there. I thought you did that on purpose. Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.